verse 7. Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed. He divided the people who were with him and the flocks and herds and camels into 2 camps, thinking, if Esau comes to the one camp and attacks it, then the camp that is left will escape. So Esau wanted to kill him. God told him Jacob to go back to this country. Esau is a stumbling block there, and Esau's now coming with 400 people. That doesn't look good. Yeah, sure, that doesn't look good. Okay? So what did he do? He's trying to solve this problem, at least in a certain way. He doesn't really have a choice. He can't go back. He just kind of fled from Laban. He can't really go back, kind of there. And God told him he has to go there. And his wives, everyone is kind of expecting it. So he's trying to solve this problem in a different way. He divided everything, all of it, up into 2 camps. Now we don't know how many, which camp, whatever, right? But some flock there, some maybe family members there, some flock there. Whichever way it happened, 2 camps. The reason he is doing this is that, so say Esau attacks the one camp, the left camp or the right camp, you could not know which one Esau is going to attack first, if he's going to, and then which one. Then the other group at least has some time to maybe splinter and kind of get away. Okay, so they will maybe be able to escape. So that is his reasoning. He is not trusting God, he's trusting all his reasoning and his resources and his way of doing things. He's trusting his wisdom. Verse 9. And Jacob said, O God of my father Abram, and God of my father Isaac, O Lord, who said to me, return to your country and to your kindred, that I may do good. I am not worthy of the least of all the deeds of steadfast love, and all the faithfulness that you have shown to your servant. For with only my staff I crossed the Jordan, and now I've become 2 camps. Okay? So, he starts this prayer now. At least, he is trusting, he is doing, but then he does the right thing. By praying, by asking God. Okay? And he starts off by saying, God of Father Abram and God of Father Isaac. Remember when he met Laban, and Laban was making the covenant and said, God of just want to make sure it's the God of Nahor, right? Yes, a God of Nahor, yeah, correct. So the God of Nahor and the God of Abram. Remember this? So, and Jacob's reply was, no, God of my father Isaac. He didn't use that. Okay, so because here we had the polytheist that just brought up all the gods there, and so Jacob did not want to be playing into that, so he did not speak of God as the father of Abram, right? Sorry, the God of Abram. For that reason. But here is different, okay? Here he's speaking to God. And he knows that the God is the God of Abram and the God of his father Isaac. He knows that. So now Laban the polytheist is not there and he's praying to God. So this is why he's using these epithets for God. God of father Abram and God of father Isaac. And then as well he is reminding God, I am going back. Why? Because you told me to go back. Right, so you told me to go back. I am going back. That kind of leaves the onus of this saving, of this protecting on you, God. Not I'm just doing what you told me to do. Okay. Yeah. So verse 10. Then in this as well is very important. It's actually very beautiful in how Jacob does admit, and he's admitting more than most Christians ever will admit in a prayer, is that he's not worthy of anything, right? He's not worthy of the least of all the deeds of steadfast love that God showed him. God showed him so much. Here he was fleeing for his life. God protected him. God gave him a dream, right? He ended up so easily with his family. God again led him in the right way. he could get his wife, more than one actually even. He had lots of kids. God did all the miracles for him in in growing his flock. God then, when he fled, made sure Laban is not going to do anything to him. So there's so many deeds throughout, miracles throughout the time that God did for Jacob. And he clearly admits here to the fact that he's not worthy of any of those deeds of steadfast love of God. Right? It's like I said, sometimes as Christians we're like, oh, we are kind of deserving of it, right? No, we're not deserving of anything. The faithfulness that God has shown to his servant, he is not worthy of that. Says why? Because when he crossed the Jordan, he only had his staff. That's all. Just his staff. Nothing else. Just his staff. And now he's coming back. He has 2 camps. This is as well a play back on what happened earlier in the chapter when he met the angel and he said this is the camp of the Lord. Now he has the 2 camps. Right? There's a lot of play here. The 2 camps, that he divided the people into 2 camps, right? So if the one is attacked, then the other one will survive or be able to flee. But at the same time, he has a group, a camp, and then there's the other camp, the angel he met, God's camp. So it's his camp, Jacob's, and God's camp. So he, as well as not just the 2 camps he divided them up in, but as well he as a human camp and God's angelic camp. There are these 2 that is now coming. So he is, in a certain sense, again, a prayer is more praying to himself, but he's reminding God of all of this, right? So, this is what you have done. All I did was I crossed the Jordan with just my staff. Now I'm back with everything I have on the one side and your angel on the other side as well. Now actually, when he left over, the angels were with him as well, but now he's coming back. There's so much does he have now. Right, these 2 camps of things, so it's like a double meaning here. Verse 11. Please deliver me from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, that he may come and attack me, the mothers with the children. But you said, I will surely do you good, and make your offspring as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. So he starts his prayer by saying who God is, right? Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And then he says that he is not deserving of anything. So he's telling to whom he's praying, and then I'm not deserving of all of your grace, right? And then now only in these verses we see him explaining what he's asking, his needs. What are his needs? Indeed. Again, it's so different from most Christians when they pray. They just come and they're on their knees and or whichever way, if they're on their knees even. They're just saying, God, I need this, I need that, blah, 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 blah. You have your whole list of, your whole shopping list, like if you go into the shop and take things off the racks kind of and into your trolley and you go and now God, you pay kind of idea, right? That is how we treat God. Here, clearly, we see he's not treating God like that. He speaks and says, informs who he's speaking to, so that everybody around can know exactly who this God is. And then he praises this God, he thanks this God. He clearly shows that he's unworthy of nothing that this God has showed to him. Right? The grace, the loving kindness ultimately of this God. And now he's asking for deliverance. Right? From whom? From his brother, Esau. Because he fears him. He's honest. He fears him that he may come and attack them. I mean, he's coming with 400 people. He's fearing that they will attack his wives and the children. And then he reminds God of God's promise. Okay? God does not need to be reminded of his promise. He knows his promise. He always keeps his promise. Why did he need to remind God of his promise? He, who is Jacob, needs to be reminded of his promise. Not that God needs to be reminded of his promise, because God doesn't forget anything. Okay? This is the problem here. And he's reminding God. He's saying, so he's reminding himself literally. He's trying to strengthen his own faith in this sense. Okay? And he's saying, that God, you said that you will do good, right? You will make the offspring as much as the sands of the sea. If I die now and Esau comes and he kills me, then again, where's yours? So you promise this will happen, right? So again, he's calming himself down. He ought to. This is his intention ultimately with this prayer. To, yes, God said that God always keeps his word, so I can trust God, right? He'll come and he'll come, yeah, right? He'll come, okay? And yeah, that is then ultimately how he, maybe he prayed more, whatever, but the rest of the prayer is not here.